Hey guys, it is Brittany and welcome back to my channel. I know I have not gotten up with you guys in a while, but for today's video I wanted to do a quick update and kind of like a little post-procedure vlog. Um, Recently today, I got an HSG test. Basically, the HSG test is to check your uterus and your fallopian tubes and make sure that they are clear, and also to check the shape of your uterus. So, uh, and I'm sorry, I'm saying, I'm trying to think. So, for my doctor's prerequisites, I guess you could say, that she had for me was she prescribed me some antibiotics to take for 5 days, 3 days before the procedure. Well, technically 2 days before the procedure, the day of the procedure, and 2 days after. And I'm hoping you guys can hear me because the AC is on. Well, the window fan is on, I should say. So anyway, she prescribed me that, and she had told me about the HSG test in my last doctor visit, but she really didn't get to go over it. Well, not my last doctor visit, but the doctor visit before that. So she just told me that she was wanted me to get it done. And so she told me that if, you know, everything worked out, that we would schedule it for June 20th, which is today. So my next visit, after taking another cycle of Prevera, which was my second cycle of ever taking Prevera, that she would schedule my HSG. So I did the second round of Prevera. It didn't do anything. I mean, I didn't get like a period or anything. Realistically, it wasn't like a normal period. I had like a little bit of spotting, and I'm sorry I'm moving around, but so we did that, and her only things that she needed me to do was just come to get the procedure done. Now, if you're scheduled to get a HSG, majority of the time they're going to request you get a pregnancy test, because of course they want to make sure that you're not pregnant, because you're not going to want to do the HSG while pregnant. It can cause miscarriage and other issues. So they'll have you do that, and majority of the time they're going to tell you to take ibuprofen of some sort. I took 3 of the 500 milligram extra strength Tylenol. I have a super high pain tolerance, so painkillers are hit and miss for me. Some don't even work. So I took it about an hour before, along with taking my first round of the day of the antibiotics. So my husband went with me, and we first had to go by the OBGYN's office and do the pregnancy test. That took like 5 seconds to do it, and then like 3 minutes worth of waiting. It wasn't a long wait. And then going to the hospital, it was no wait at all. We literally got my husband his visitor sticker, and then right after he went out to smoke a cigarette, they had called me to get my registration finished. So we did that, and then like directly after getting my wristband, I was shipped off to the radiology department. We only waited maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then after that, two radiology techs came and got me, and I didn't even ask if my husband could go back. I was just so anxious because I had psyched myself up so much. So I went back there, and it's the radiology room, so there's just the table, the giant x-ray machine, and then the 2 techs, my doctor and the radiologist. Sorry, my husband, he's like, he works from home, so he's like back and forth and looking at me like, what are you doing? So anyway, and they were super nice. My doctor, I didn't even realize she was there at first. I thought that maybe she wasn't there and that the two techs maybe were doing everything along with the radiologist, but the radiologist was a sweetheart. He was so nice, and very helpful to my doctor. But first they, gave me a gown. I had to take everything off. I know some people didn't have to take everything off. Some said that they just had to take some said they just had to take like their underwear off and pants and stuff like that. But they had me take everything off, including socks. And they gave me a gown and a bag to put my stuff in. So I went and got undressed real quick, and then I came out and they had me just get up on the stool and sit up on the table. Didn't have to lay down or anything at that time. They just asked me, was I ready? And I was like, as ready as I'm gonna be. And then my doctor came out and I was like, there she is. And she asked me the same thing, was I ready? And how I was doing, and asked me had I been Googling anything. So then she told me to go ahead and lay back and lay my head on the pillow. So I laid my head on the pillow, and then I had to lift my butt up so they could put like a cloth bedpan basically. And then she just pretty much got started. First there was the speculum. The speculum was probably one of the most uncomfortable things because it's not like with your regular exam where it it goes all the way back to your cervix, and they place it to where it's like basically cupping your cervix, so it's pushed up against your cervix and uterus, and it hurts. It's not really like the kind of pain like a pinch pain. It was more of just like a pressure pain, like how pressure, causes you pain. So she did that, and then she had was cleaning my cervix off. That was uncomfortable because I felt everything, even with taking the painkillers, which I don't think they didn't kick in anyway until like an hour or so after I got the exam done anyway. But I could feel, she told me, it'd be a quick pinch. As far as for the catheter, everything felt all the same. It was just tons of cramping pressure. And the worst part for me was the iodine. And I was relaxing as much as I humanly possibly could. But the cramps were, it's very uncomfortable, like extreme discomfort. So I could feel the iodine like go through each tube. It started off with the left, and then I want to say it filled the left like crazy quick, and then the right shortly thereafter. So I had no issues. My uterus looked great. My tubes looked great. It flowing out of the end of my fallopian tubes looked great. The radiologist was just like, and he was like snapping pictures, and he was like, that looks good, that looks good, that looks great, it's feeling this, it's feeling that. So, and I was getting to watch it on the screen, and it was a good distraction that you're able to see it on the screen. So, but it was hard. They were just like, focus on your breathing. So I started focusing on my breathing, and I was just thinking, oh my God, how much longer? And I was literally about to ask, like, when is it going to be over? And then she had already removed the catheter, and they finished. She pulled out the speculum, which was the biggest relief, but I was still cramping very bad. Like, it's like having intense period cramps that are just constant. And I sat, they got me sitting up. And then she had the radiologist pull up one of the pictures, like one of the best pictures of my uterus and fallopian tubes, and she told me they look great, and that was like one of the best ones, like one of the best HSGs that she's ever had. So, but I started to feel lightheaded, so I was listening to her, and then as soon as she was done telling me about it, I was like, can I lay back down? And she was like, yes, because I had psyched myself out so much that my blood pressure was just like all over the place. So they got me a soda, and I was good to get up and get dressed. I didn't even want to get up. Like, I just was like, I'm ready to go. In my head, I'm like, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. It wasn't bad. Everybody was super nice and accommodating. It took me a little longer to get dressed because I was sitting on the toilet trying to collect my thoughts because the cramps were so, just, so painful. It hurt walking. Like, you don't even want to walk. Bumps on the road were so irritating because it's just, you're still crampy. Overall, though, I am happy that I got it done. You know, there's no worrying. There's no, like, oh, okay, is that going to be an issue? You know, wondering, is there something wrong? Is there a blockage? Or whatever the case may be. So, luckily, all of that looks really good. But if you are, you know, if your RE or your OBGYN wants you to do the HSG, definitely do it. It's going to suck. It is going to suck. I mean, either way you go, it's just an uncomfortable, you know, procedure regardless. But, you know, don't psych yourself out. You know, it was mostly a lot of uncomfortable pressure and uncomfortable cramps. So that was kind of the only thing that really bothered me at all. But overall, my test results look good. So, and I go back and see her like July 12th. So we'll see how everything works, and I'll keep you guys up to date after I get like every procedure done or whatever needs to be done. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions, you can comment down below, and I will definitely answer them, or private message me, whichever. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.